Hey everyone, and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to adjust element padding. So element padding is extremely important to completely customizing your website. It also is important when your screen becomes responsive and it goes to a mobile version, how your elements are aligned and how they appear. So let's go ahead and click on this. We'll go right to section settings and you click Pro. This is a Pro feature, so if you're not a Pro member, you won't have access to it. Here you can see the dimensions of your section, the max width, the slide padding, stripe padding, and content width. We're not going to worry about this too much. We're just going to go right into spacing control. Now, depending on the type of section you're working on, it'll have different options. Since this is a head section, it has a lot of different options for customization. So you have text box spacing, title spacing, subtitle spacing, icon spacing, header text box spacing, and header button spacing. Let's go ahead and work on icon spacing. So all the elements rest within this div, and then you have the outside div to use spacing with as well. So if you hover over the icon, you can see it's within a box, and then you go outside of it. This is the box that it's in. So for the best visual representation, this is why I'm working on icons. So if you want to give the icon a little bit more space from the top of the box here, just click this and it'll increase the space. As you can see, the element's moving further away from the top, and it's giving space from the top, and you can do this same thing on the left, on the right, and this will position the icon a little bit more and give it some more padding so it's not so close to the title. But this is just the box that surrounds. If you want to adjust the icon space within its div, just increase it like so, and same thing, it gives it more space from the other elements. So let's go ahead and add a button. This feature is incredibly useful when it comes to button spacing. So here's our button. Gonna make that button a little bit more visual here. There we go. We're not going to use any hover effects. Okay. We're going to name this button Learn More. Now it already has some padding to it. As you see when you hover over the element or when you're editing it, it has 10 pixels here and then 10 pixels below. So it gives a little bit of space between the elements already. Let's go ahead and add one more button. So here you can see there is practically no space between the buttons. Name this one Sign Up, but by default it gives a little bit from the top and the bottom. So what we'll do, we'll go into Section Settings and go into Pro. Go into Spacing Control and then Header Button Spacing. As you can see, the text inside the box has some spacing on either side, so that's where you see the 15. If you eliminate that space, it eliminates the space that the text has between the edge of the box. So we're going to add a little bit of space between the two. So from the left, we're going to add 15 pixels, and we're going to add 15 pixels to the left and to the right. So it gives the two buttons spacing so they're not so close together. And let's go ahead and customize the button just a little bit more. We're going to add a little bit of a border to it, a border radius. It's a little bit more rounder. It's not so square. Alright, so we're giving a radius of 15, gives it a little bit more of a rounder edge. But it looks kind of weird. It almost looks like pills, right? It looks like it's in a pill form. There's not a lot of padding from the top to the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and change that. Go to Pro, Section, or Spacing Controls, Header Button, and then we're going to add some more space from the top and the bottom. So now the text gives it spacing on the left and the right, and doesn't give it that weird pill form anymore. Let's go ahead and adjust the title spacing a little bit. Title spacing will adjust the elements right here. They're not so close to the body and they stand out a little bit more. And this is actually the subtitle to the website. So I'm going to increase. Three, two, one. And if any time you make an adjustment and you want to set it back to default, go ahead and hit reset. It'll put everything to 0. That way you can start from scratch. You don't have to keep clicking. And you can adjust the elements and their spacing how you'd like. So it's a very cool feature. You can do this with any section. And like I said, every section has a different way to customize it. And that is how you adjust your element padding on a Webaza website.